Hi there, welcome to my channel, Afraid Stitch. My name is Brandy and it is Saturday, June 29th, 2024, and this is my Flosstube number 6. I want to start off by saying people who do their floss tubes in one take, I bow to you. I truly do because I can't get it right and I even edit, so here we are. This is going to be my mid-year WIP review. And I've got about 18 WIPs to share today, 2 of which I did start in December, but it was like the last week or so of December. So I figured I would include those because the majority of the time that I've worked on them has been this year. So I am going to try to do these in a relatively numerical order as to when I started them. No guarantees though. I've got everything kind of piled around me the best that I can. Like I said, it's Saturday, so there are other people in the house moving about and doing things, so bear with me on that. My phone keeps dinging. It's a mess. So anyway, real life, right? So I wanted to do a little bit of a life update before we get going. Earlier, was it? Yes, earlier this month, I got to meet Misty, one of my viewers on YouTube. That's how she found me. And we've been talking for months about meeting up at a local needlework shop. And we finally did that. And then we went to lunch and had a good time. And it was really nice to get to meet somebody else who shares my passion of stitching. And so I will link her below. Show her some love. I keep trying to talk her into doing a floss tube because she's got some great stitches going. So I have a fully finished object also that I wanted to make a quick mention of because if I don't, I feel like it's going to get lost in the shuffle. I don't know when else I will mention it. I'll remember to mention it until we get to, like all the finishes I've had for this year. So anyway, I will put a picture up over here because I do not have possession of it. I mailed it off to my sister-in-law the same day that I finished it, and I ran it over to the framer, and they threw it in a frame, and I threw it at UPS, and 2 days later she had it. So. It's Jeans and Weenies by Plum Street Sampler. I used, what did I use? Oh, I did use the over-dyed floss. So I know that I did it on 36 count. I believe it was white. It was just white linen, and I used the over-dyed flosses. I did make a couple of changes. I took out the what's it called, like the vine around the bird, because to me it was strangling the bird. So I didn't like it. I just threw in a couple of more motifs. And then I changed the color of the dogs because she has 2 dachshunds, and I tried to make them more of the color of them, Jake and Murphy. So otherwise it was a fun stitch. One thing I will say about Plum Street Samplers is that it seems like, oh, there's not that many stitches, and then you get into it and it's like, wow, are we done yet? Because there's a lot of color changes, I think, that makes it go slower. And I don't know, I'm just, July 4th rolling around here really quick, and a lot of people are doing the patriotic stitches, and July 4th happens to be my birthday. I am not doing another patriotic stitch right now because I am over the color palette for sure. My favorite part of that stitch though was the lettering, Jeans and Weenies. I really enjoyed that part of it. So anyway, I'm happy to have it done. It looks great, I think, and she really enjoyed getting it, so win-win. Oh, these are not going to be pristine. When I say that, they're still on their Q snaps, they're still in the hoop, they are still in the frame. I mean, if I had to take everything out and iron it in order to do this video, it would never get done. So bear with me. I can't read my own writing that I wrote down. So I'm just gonna put it down here so that you know what it is I'm trying to say over here. So I realized that some of this is shoved down in there and you can't see it, and I haven't gotten very far on it, and it's pretty sad too because I started this in December and I just started doing other stuff and it kind of got lost in the shuffle. So that's one reason that these videos I think are important to do occasionally, because then you get to go through and realize all the things that you have that you need to show some love to, right? Or that no longer, does it for you, I guess, and you can just move on with your life. But anyway, this one I really would love to finish. It is on, what is this? This is a 20 count Zweigart moss, and moss is the color. And that is, I would say, pretty close to an accurate color. And I've used the Gentle Art sampler threads in blue spruce, and it almost looks black on here, but it's not. It's a very pretty green blue color. My next one is in a very, I don't know what kind of bag you call this. It's probably for, it's just a plastic bag with, I don't know, probably use it for paperwork or something. And before y'all come at me for having tape, this is done on Ada, and yes, I put tape around it, painter's tape, and it's going to be fine. So we've been doing this for 20 or 30 years using tape around the edges. It's going to be okay. Anyway, this is Totoro, and I don't think I have a picture in here of what Totoro is supposed to look like, but that's what I have done. And so I will insert a picture. I've used DMC, and it is on 16 count Ada. So there you go, white Ada. Sure, I remember why I set this one aside. Well, other than, there was something else I wanted to do instead. But I didn't come back to him because there's a lot of blended threads in here. And even though it's on Ada, that goes really fast, the blended threads, it's kind of a, can't do the loop start for the 2 threads, and it was just slowed me down. But I do have every intention of finishing Totoro. I love Totoro. So the next one that I have is my Long Dog sampler, and I use this as my New Year's Day start. And I have struggled with this Long Dog since I started it. I will insert a photo here. It's the Quinto Acuto, the pointed fifth. And I made some progress, which I will insert another photo of, and then decided that I no longer wanted to do it on the mushroom. I think it was mushroom Laguana, 20 count, that I was using, I think, black DMC. I can't remember exactly everything that I was doing, but for some reason I was not happy with it. And so I ripped it all out, and I messed up my fabric, and then I started over. I was able to mend that. I started over with different, I forget the colors now, but it was a variety, and I decided that that was not going to work for me. And so I started completely over again, and I'm not really sure what that date was, but I want to say it was in February sometime. And this is what I've got. I have not made very much progress at all, and I'm really not sure that, I mean, I like it, and I want to do it, and it goes pretty fast when you start going on it. I have no idea why I haven't worked on it, other than I've just been working on other things. And so there's my little bitty start, the little bitty rabbit, and I am using DMC 37.99, which complements this. Oh, can you see through that? Let me put this up here. How's that? Is that better? The fabric, it's pretty good. It's called Friendship Green, and I got it off Etsy. It's Fabrics by Stephanie, and I absolutely love the color of this fabric. And I don't know why I haven't picked it up recently, other than life has just been crazy this year. So anyway, we're gonna make some plans. Okay. At some point, I gave up trying to do pretty bags this year, and I've just invested in these Amazon bags. This one I will pop out of the the hoop. It's gonna look like it's been in a hoop, but the hoop won't be in the way. So let me get the needle out of the way. This is another one that goes so fast. I don't really know why I haven't worked on it more to get it finished, because it could be a finish in, you know, a matter of no time at all if I would just work on it. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, y'all. This is pretty bad. So there you go. This is where we're at on this. It is called Blackwater Blooms, I believe. Another one that I didn't grab the photo of. So I'll have to insert a photo up on the screen. Yes, okay, so horrible creases there. But this is on a 28 count Irish linen. It's tea-dyed. I think it's from Michael's or somewhere. I am using the DMC color 3031. It's only 144 by 93. So literally, if I would just work on it, it would be finished. And yeah, I started it the 10th of January. So I haven't touched it really. I've worked on it just maybe twice. But Chloe Crow. This is the one that my husband asks me every time I start something or do work on something. He'll say, "Well, where's Chloe?" Because he really wants me to finish this one. So I love her. I do. And I just got, sidetracked, as we all do, with other things. And, let's see. I'll put this on the board too so we can see. This is what she's supposed to look like when she's finished. And it is, I got this off of Etsy. I am doing it, again, forgive me for all of the threads because I've got traveling threads over here, like, that I've just set aside so that I don't have to. Yeah, okay, it's a mess. So anyway, this is how far I have gotten with Chloe and the Crow. And I absolutely adore her. And I don't know why I haven't finished her. I took her with me whenever we went to El Paso to visit my husband's family, and I just never took her out. I worked on Bovinia the whole time I was there, and she just takes the back seat. But I do adore her, and the colors, the color palette's just great. It's great, and it gets washed out every time I get close to it. So anyway, she's on a 46 count. I'm pretty sure of it. Let me see if I can find mine. I'm using DNC thread for her, and it's it's a mess. So as I pull it apart, all these little fibers are released into the air. So I'm sure my nose will start to itch here in a minute. So that's the color palette, and yeah, it's a little scraggly, as I am, a little scraggly. But let's see. Yeah, I don't have anything but the chart in here. Let me look in my little notes here, because I may have her wrote down. Yes, 46 count linen, and it's just a linen I got from Hobby Lobby. And she was a snow day start. I started her on 114. I may not do her exactly as charted, though. If I could go back and do it, I wouldn't do the bush. I would just, but I don't know that I want to pick all that out, because I really like the way the flowers are coming. And I really think that border is going to be beautiful whenever it's stitched up too. So yeah, I don't know. So this is what she is supposed to look like when she is finished. I absolutely love it. I want this. Okay, so a side story. We were at an estate sale, and gosh, they're in the other room. We were at an estate sale, and my husband picks up this pillow, like a throw pillow, and he's like, look at this weird little thing. And I was like, oh my God, that's part of the tapestry of the Lady and the Unicorn. And so we got to digging, and there were two of them, and one of them was the unicorn. So I'll have to go get those. Give me just a minute, and I will go pull those out. So anyway, I am way down here in the bottom. I started in the lower, what is that? The left hand corner. And this is like a 28 page or something situation. So it's going to be a minute. It is done on, I want to say it's a 28 count Joblin, maybe. It's a kit. So that's my progress. I have gotten 2 colors into it. And wow, this is going to, of all the projects, this one will be finished before the Long Dog Sampler is, I'm sure of it, because I really enjoy stitching on this project. And even though it is a monster for me, it's going to be so fabulous when it's finished. I took everything off of, this is the threads. It's all DMC. That comes with it, but you don't get the numbers. You don't get to, know what they are. This is, they show up on these kinds of cards here, and they have all these little symbols that are easily flipped around, and when you flip them around, they're another symbol for a different color. So I taped them all on the little cards in the, the direction that it was supposed to go. But I think those will hold up better over however many years it takes me to finish this. And yeah, this is something that I fully intend to finish. This is not a here today, gone tomorrow. I haven't lost interest in it. I've just not made time for it, and I intend to do that in the future. So I'm going to take a break really quick, and I'm going to go get those pillows and show them to you because they are a fabulous find. And I'll be right back. I'm back. This is the pillow that my husband's like, look at this crazy pillow. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's part of that tapestry. My unicorn, Lady and the Unicorn. He's like, really? The more we dug, look what we found. Now, this is not exactly the same. I think this is from a different tapestry, but I mean, I had to have them. There was no way I could walk out of there without these pillows. So anyway, it's the scary sampler. Let me pull it out. It's down here somewhere. Because let me tell you, it is scary. It's oh, my needle is, okay, let's see. I made a little bit of progress on it. And I quit. And I didn't look back. I just started other things and kept going because, yes, it's a mess. And there's my needle. These little flowers, they are a bit of a challenge because they just go on forever and ever and ever. Now, I will say this. I have changed up my needles since I started, I don't know, the last probably 2 or 3 months. I've switched up needles, and I think that has really made a huge difference in the ability, like my speed of stitching. Now, I'm a slow stitcher, don't get me wrong. But I do think that it has made it a little bit easier for me to stitch faster because the needles that I have started to use have a rounded tip, and they don't get hung on things I don't want them to get hung on. So it makes going through the situation a lot quicker. And I also increased my cheater prescription, so that helped too. Okay, anyway, the Scary Sampler is on a 36 count, isn't it? Nope, 40 count. A 40 count Oh gosh, what is this? I think it's Cocoa. Weeks Dye Works Cocoa, yeah. And it is super thin, y'all. All Classic Colorworks. Looks like. Oh, there's some Weeks Dye Works in here, so it must be called 4-thread. And I did not bring my picture of what it's supposed to look like, so there you go. It's up in the corner there. I started this one the 28th of January. And I fully intend to finish it. The next one I'm going to show you, I'm not even sure it's worth showing you because I'm not sure I'm going to finish this one. And there's no reason not to finish it because it's super tiny and it's ridiculous that it's not finished. And it's still in the hoop and there's a needle in the way, so I'm trying to get that out of the way. Okay. Yeah, puckered the material there. This is Chubby Fox. That is what it is supposed to look like whenever it is completed. And I was going to make a few changes to it because I was going to do more of a spring summer theme instead of like a fall theme. And you know, I probably, now that I think about it, I probably will go ahead and finish this. But here, this is my progress. This is what I've gotten so far. And I think that I fell off because I just wasn't really doing two. I think this is 2/1. Yeah, no, 2/2. Sorry. Yeah, it looks like it's 2/2. And I don't know. My white was laying weird, and I had other things going on, and it is done in DMC. That's just thrown in this bag, and I'm not even going to embarrass myself by showing it to you any more than I'm already embarrassed over the unsightliness of my stitching situation. But I don't know what count fabric this is, and I assume 36 count is, I imagine. Maybe it may be a higher count because it looks like I finished these edges, and it may be 36 count. We're going to go with it's 36 count because I'm having only half thoughts over here. Well, I'm having full thoughts, but I'm only sharing half of them. I apologize. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have any information written down in the book yet. So that one is a super tiny, could be a finish in literally a day if I would just work on it. Next up is inspiration, and I'm going to say this. I have been thinking about this project for some time now, even though I haven't touched it in a long time. I don't remember the last time I worked on inspiration, but I started it on Valentine's Day, and I've been stitching it in hand. I absolutely love the feel of this fabric, and it works great, and I am so pleased with the way that the border's coming along. But there's a big but here. There's a lot going on in this particular, and I guess I don't have it either, so I'm gonna put it up on the screen. There's a lot going on in here, and what I really think I'm gonna do, and I know this sounds crazy, but I think I'm going to pick this out, and I'm going to just do the middle portion of this particular sampler and skip the whole outside border that is, and I'm going off memory here because I can't remember exactly the photo that I'm putting on the screen for you right now, but there's a lot of back stitching, and there's a lot of color changes, and there's a lot going on, and it's not that I don't love this pattern because I absolutely do. But what I have found is that I really want to do other things, and as much as I love this, there are aspects of this particular chart that speak to me, and other things about it don't necessarily, you know, isn't high on my list of things about it that I like. So what I'm going to do is the portion, I believe, that I just really, really like. And I think that that is the portion in the middle. I'll insert a photo here of the portion that I think that I want to do from here forward. But this is going to be a revamp on this particular pattern. I'm using DMCs, and I'm doing it on a 32 count. I want to say that this is Fog, maybe by Picture This Plus. I think, maybe. I can't remember. I honestly don't remember, and the color is not coming out right. So the next one is Lady Rachel Ruth, Scattered Seed Samplers. She is cute. I have worked on her a little bit recently. I was just trying, she's turning out to be huge, and I don't know why. I feel like she's going to be huge. I'm using the DMCs that I think this is one of the ones that Jacob, my son, helped me pick out. And she's on, I'm doing her on a 36 count Zweigart in Smoke Blue. And that is not what she's called for, but it's what I had, and I thought that it would turn out pretty good. And if you can see there, it's much lighter. Maybe get rid of that. I started her on February 15th. So there's that. She hasn't had very much love since then. Okay. I have a missing project, and I'm not really sure where it's at. I can't imagine what I've done with it. But it is the Teresa Koget's Newcastle Bouquet Biscornu. You can see that. That was my progress that I put on Instagram. And I think I've made a little bit more progress than what's on here, but not by much. I mean, I fully intend to finish the Biscornu. I think it will be a fabulous little project. I want the challenge of like putting it together. It looks satisfying for everything to line up like it's supposed to. Okay, so the next thing that I did was, I think, When Cardinals Appear. What it is supposed to look like when it is completed. And oh, that's my sticker for my fabric. It's When Cardinals Appear, and it's by, oh my gosh, everything's stuck here. The JBW Designs. Well, we're just going to leave that there. I did it on 36 count Winter Moon Edinburgh linen. So I'm using the DMCs, and isn't that beautiful? I know it's a mess. Just get used to all of my thread being ratty. This is my progress on this, and I'm pretty sure. Oh, what's my orientation? Maybe it goes this way, I think. So I haven't gotten a whole lot of progress on that, and I think that's like a one-day start. But kind of like a lot of them are. Not doing a whole lot on them. Yeah, down in there. I think that's my direction here ish. So again, this is not a very big. It's 166 by 116. So if I would just do it, it would be done in no time. Okay, so let's see. My next thing to share with you is going to be Golden Delicious. Okay, so wow, I really kick myself for not working more on Golden Delicious, because I started it and I set it aside, and I am absolutely in love with this pattern. and the way that it was stitching up. Okay, so there's Golden Delicious by the Artsy Housewife, and I keep putting my stickers for my fabric inside these plastic things. I stick them to it so I don't lose it. I did this on a 40 count cream, and is that what it calls for? I don't even know. Yes, that is what it calls for. So, and well, let me just show you. I was stitching this one in hand too, and the fabric is amazing, and oh my God, it's just such a small little start that it's just almost pathetic. And I really want to get this going, and I think this is how, yeah, this is the way it would go. Look at that little bitty start. That's like, y'all, I don't even know. It's less than, I don't know, maybe 25 stitches. Oh my goodness. What a train wreck over here I have, y'all. But that's why this is good. It's because now I can see what I need to do, and I can slow my roll on new starts and work on some of the things that I have started that I just really want to do. I will have to put up a picture because I don't have a photo. This is My Flowers by Boomerang Stitches. And I loved this project. It was going fabulous. And I decided to use my the fabric that I first intended to use for the Long Dog sampler. I think it's a 20 count in mushroom. Anyway, look at that. Aren't they gorgeous? I just love them. And I got to that point and I just fell off. And I'm using whatever I had for DMC colors. This was one of those projects I just started on a whim because I just love I just loved it. It was great. And here I am. That was not but a couple of days worth of stitching. Okay, we are whittling it down and we're getting close to, well, we are at what I am currently working on and have worked on over the last few days. When I finished Jeans and Weenies, I started working on to fill the void while I was waiting. Miss Grimildy, I think is how you pronounce her name. I'm a sucker for witches. I collect witches, literally. My sunroom's full of witches. I started working on her, and I've got so many other like kitted projects I just haven't done yet or started, which obviously after going through this pile I shouldn't until I, work through a few. But I've changed her up a little bit, and this is how far I've gotten on her. I've been working on her dress, and I started a little bit on her skin, and instead of doing the green skin, I am working with a flesh color, and I'm just going to go with that, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to omit the spiders hanging off of her hat, but I can't be sure for, I don't know. I'll have to wait until I get to that point. I'm doing her on a .30 count ivory, and I'm using DMC colors. Then we get into where I'm really focused right now, and at least I'm focused on something, right? The next thing that I started was Elizabeth Isles, $17.99. And you guys, I can't even tell you how much I am absolutely in love with this chart. The little cherubs, and I don't know, even I did the border first, and well, one situation of the border because it's like a sandwich of two colors, and it met the first time, and I was so proud of myself because that border is crazy, y'all. It even like breaks off over here on the outside color. It doesn't connect in one spot, and then you continue on. And I did run into a couple of problems, and the biggest problem that I ran into was having it centered on my fabric. I do not have it centered on my fabric, and that's okay. We're going to go with it because there is enough room here that it's going to be fine. But I don't have anything big enough to show you to where it won't show through, and maybe it won't show through. Let's see. All right, so this is my progress so far. You can see it good enough there. I knew I was going to have a whole lot at the bottom because of I did my measurements and everything. And the bottom part down here is closer to the edge than the top part is, and I didn't realize that when it came for the when I was doing my measurements as to how far I wanted it to be away. I just measured it at the top up here, like I wanted, a 2-inch border over here. It's going to be fine. I will make it work somehow. And I've got the second and the third situation going there. I'm going to do it all the way across so I can start on a cherub. I really want a cherub in there. I'll probably do the middle cherub before I do anything, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It is on lamb's wool, 35 count lamb's wool, and I am using the DMC colors, and I'm absolutely in love with it. And I struggle to not work on this every opportunity I get to stitch, because now I'm also committed to a Mirabilia, my first Mirabilia. And this was a start on, what day was it? The 19th of June, I started this Mirabilia. And I have a number of Mirabilias kitted up at this point. And I have a couple that I don't have kitted up. Since I've started this, I've decided that I have some Nora Corbett's too. And I have one of the Nora Corbett's that I have. I do plan to start here fairly soon. But this one is the one that I chose to do first, and I'm probably insane for doing that because I've never beaded. It is the Cathedral Woods Goddess by Nora Corbett, and she is full of Krynic and beads and wow, very intimidating. But this is my progress so far. And as much as I thought that the Krynic was going to give me a horrible time, it really hasn't been that bad. And it hasn't been bad at all because I've been using the beeswax to thread my needle with, and that's really helped out a whole lot. But I am switching currently back and forth between this project and Elizabeth Isles. So I'm trying to give at least every other day to one or the other. Oh, she is on. I keep forgetting to tell you what they're on. I'm doing her on a 32 count vintage Stormy Night Lugana. And then, here's all the beads and everything. And I'm using the DMC. And I mean, we could have like handfuls of Krynic because one of them is still in my stitchy spot in the other room because the copper color, that's what I've been working on. So, but anyway, yeah, she's going to be beautiful when she's finished. And I think that the background color is going to work out really well. Okay, I apologize for the train wreck that this has been. I don't know exactly where I want to go with this. I know for sure that Golden Delicious is high on my list of things to finish. I am definitely going to finish the Totoro. And Lady in the Unicorn, I'm gonna put on my list to work on every month, whether I want to or not. Let me show you a little quick situation of how I'm trying to get a little more organized. So I'm trying to remember to fill this out every day, which is part of my problem, is that I forget. But I've already started July. I've got July going so that whenever it's time to put something in there, I've got it ready. And I think that if I do this, I won't struggle as much with what have I done, what do I need to do, because I can put my plans down, what I need to work on. WIP go and stuff like that, as much as I want to participate in that, it just doesn't fit with my schedule, or I just can't get that to work for me. As much as I would love for it to work for me, it just doesn't. But there are a number of things here. Elizabeth Isles and the Cathedral Goddess are going to get the majority of my attention right now. And I think that I'm going to put Lady and the Unicorn will be third of my attention. I want to try to work on that at least once a week during the next month. And then, I would like to knock out some of these smaller projects that I look at and I'm like, geez, if I just work on this for, I don't know, 3 days, it would be finished. But I think honestly that like the little chubby fox, I could have that done in no time. I don't think that there's anything on my list that I'm ready to ditch yet. That may change by December. We will revisit it and see how it goes. I've really got to get going on that long dog. I love it and I really want to do it, but I have one little rabbit done. Oh, just being real. So anyway, I will find the Biscornu. I have no idea where that's at. It's driving me crazy. The Hibernation Stitcher gave me a shout out and I appreciate it so much. She's so sweet. And I've had a chance to watch a couple of her videos and she does some really cool stuff. So if you like scary stitching and that kind of stuff, go check her out. I will link her below. And other than that, please follow me over on Instagram, like and subscribe here, share this video, really helps out my channel. And I'm so thankful that you're here. I appreciate every single one of you. I hope you guys have had a fabulous June and looking forward to July rolling in, and I will see you soon.